Look, if you've ever thought that posting a reel every single day was easy, and I don't think you've ever done it. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't systems in place that you could implement in your day to day that could help you do that. But I posted a video for the last 60 days, and I want to kind of share the brutal truths behind what it looks like, what it really looks like. Came home, I've cooked, filmed it, edit, post it, and all the while I'm raising two little girls. Like it's a lot more work than anybody really thinks about. There's a lot of behind the scenes that comes into play. There's a lot of planning that comes into play. And there's a lot of truths that I kind of wanted to share. So, obviously, you want to stay as consistent as you possibly can whenever you're talking about social media. The problem is, nobody really talks about the cost of consistency. It's mentally, physically, emotionally draining. You're going to see numbers go. You're going to want to focus on the wrong things. Films aren't going to go as great. For me, I do a lot of cooking, and every cook doesn't go to plan. There are so many stressors, so many factors that come into play whenever you're making all these videos, and there's a lot of things to think about ahead of time before you really do it. Now, the last 60 days that I've posted, I have seen a tremendous amount of growth, and I want to get into that a little bit, so I will share that. So let's break it down a little bit. Now, the motivation behind it is obviously you see these creators blowing up on social media and you want to emulate that. You want to build that because you maybe want to leave your current job, leave your 9 to 5, whatever, and do social media full time, or do what you love and really just make your passion your living. And that's perfectly fine. You can absolutely do that. But I want you to keep in mind that there are some costs to doing it. And now the truth is, posting every single day doesn't just test your creativity, it's test your discipline. One of the key factors to making sure that you stay consistent is doing something that you honestly get behind, something that you're passionate about. It means that it doesn't feel like work. So for me, these cooking videos that I do in my kitchen or in the backyard, all of it are things that I love doing and I'm doing anyway because I'm cooking for four. I'm cooking for two little girls and my wife, and sometimes my mother-in-law if she's home or she's not working that day. So a lot of these videos that I create have built this passion around cooking at home and becoming a backyard chef is what I want to call it. It stems from a passion or a hobby that's kind of developed. Now, the next part that I want to share are honestly some slaps in the face, and there's four of them that you'll learn as you create these videos or as you create content for whatever hobby or passion that you're doing it for. Number one is perfection kills progress. You have to do away with this idea that your videos are going to be great off the rip. You have this image that they're, well, of what you want it to look like. But once you get into the editing software, whatever you're using, one, that's assuming that you even have an editing software that you've already picked or are familiar with. You don't know how these are going to come out. You don't know exactly what these tools might do. You don't know what they offer. You don't know how much they offer. You don't know if it comes at a cost. So all of these things come into play, and they're all bridges that you have to cross in order to get to a final video published. I will say that you need to find a software that you can familiarize yourself with that's simple, that's easy, and it's quick. And the reason I say that is because you want to build a system so that it's easy for you to record, edit, and publish a video very, very quickly. Now, I'll kind of tell you my rhythm of how I do it. And really, it comes down to a few different things. One, the filming itself is simple. You just push record. You have a tripod, you push record. I'll link some of the tools that I use in the description, but you have a tripod, you just push record. Record as much as you can. And you want to edit in, say, CapCut, or you want to edit in Instagram edits. I think I use edits a lot more now because I feel Instagram is pushing that narrative and pushing their own software, so it makes sense to use their native software. So I use Instagram edits to edit a lot of my videos. And I'll be honest, like one of the things that I'll tell you is that half of the videos that I'm posting, I just think that there's so much room for improvement. But the only way that I'm ever going to get to the point of improvement is by posting every single day, getting feedback from the audience that's watching these videos. And if I see views starting to go up, it means that I'm on the right track. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm getting a brand deal, but it does mean that I'm on the right track if that's the goal. And my goal is to honestly grow a community of people who want to do the same thing, better their own situations, have some simple recipes made for at home so you can cook and create these memories with your own family. A lot of the stuff that I cook is to challenge myself from a cooking perspective, but it's also to provide for my family, put food on the table, and build those memories with my family by having a meal together, and one that we can all enjoy or talk shit about. I don't know. So point number two that I wanted to make is that you can't fake consistency. Could you shoot a long form video like this one and chop it up into a bunch of different reels? Absolutely, you definitely can. For me, I wanted to create one every single day to challenge myself to learn very, very quickly. So instead of shooting one video and editing it and just cutting it and splicing it for the next 15 days, I didn't learn as much as I could if I were to film, edit, and post every single day, because in every single video I'm learning something new about either software or angles or attention, depending on the clip duration, if it needs to be 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds, 3 seconds, what clips do well, what hooks do well. Ultimately, I don't want to fake that type of consistency. I just want to be as present as possible for my audience. And I think that being there every single day and showing up every single day is what's going to gain that level of respect from my audience. And I want to do that and provide the best product that I possibly can. And the only way to do that is to do it on a daily basis. Like I can guarantee you that Kobe wasn't in the lab, one day out of the week and then just felt like his work could be broken up into sections come game night. Like, no, no, no. Like, you're in the lab every single day, and that's why I wanted to show up. So I don't want to fake the consistency part. That's a definite key to how I've been able to grow my channel, these reels, and productivity, engagement overall over the last 60 days. And here's point number 3 to that, is that the algorithm doesn't owe you anything. Meaning, if you're posting every single day, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to blow up. The reason that I want to create content every single day is because every single time I post, I'm being very intentional with testing something, whether it's testing a hook, testing how I edit, testing a certain presets, and maybe change up the color or change up the mood or change up the vibe of the videos. But every single post that I'm doing is very, very intentional to see what's working, what's not working, and I'm treating it like a business, because that's essentially what it is. And I want this brand to grow to a point where once you see my video, or see the start of my video, or you see my face, you know exactly what you're going to get out of it. You're going to get a good recipe for your family, or you're going to get a fun video for your family, or you're going to get a laugh. Either way, I want you to be able to know what you're going to get whenever you tune in to my videos, whether it's reels, long form video, or just being able to collaborate with creators and just learn from each other. And if there's something that I can provide or help with, then yeah, I think I've done my job. And point number 4 is that your audience is going to grow when you do. So I can't show up on a Monday, film one video, and expect my audience to grow tremendously for one video. Every time I film and every time that I post, I'm giving myself the opportunity to grow. I'm giving myself the opportunity to get in front of more eyeballs. So in this day and age, social media is in a weird place where the followers don't really mean shit anymore. They just don't matter as much. They don't have as much weight, but views does. And here's why. Brands aren't necessarily looking at your follower count. Could they? Yeah, but people buy followers and they pay for followers, and it's not a good look. What they're looking for is engagement. So if your reels, say you have, call it, for me for example, I have 1,500 followers, and my engagement is now getting from 200 views to 500 views, all the way up to now 1,000 plus for every video. Now, that kind of growth is the kind of growth that I want to see, because I know that attention is coming to my page. And if attention is coming to my page, that, in my opinion, is the currency that you need to have these sorts of brand deals, to have this sense of respect in an industry where attention is the currency that you want to have. I just think it's very, very important. Your audience will grow when you do. So don't take a look at your follower count and think that you're on the wrong track. Take a look at your views and take a look at the content that you're creating. And if you're having fun and being authentic when creating these videos, then the rest will follow. I've always believed that your life kind of becomes a composite of all the habits that you develop. And if you're developing the right habits and you're creating every single day and you're doing the work, then at that point, it's not the work, it's not your work ethic, it's not you that's the problem. It could be your content if it's not growing. It could be your hooks, it could be your filming method, it could be clip duration, it could be a number of things. But at the core of it all is you, who has a work ethic to be able to produce the content that you want to, have fun doing it, and in that you can learn the other stuff. You can figure that piece out. So here's what I would tell any creator who's starting out. And I'm not saying that I'm the professional, the coach. I'm not selling courses or anything like that. I have learned quite a few things over the course of these last 60 days, and also over the course of the last 10 years of being behind a camera and shooting professionally. When it comes to creating content, I made a video pretty recently of taking inventory of your life, meaning you write down all the things that you love to do, and you write down all the things that you are doing on a daily basis. And then you take a look at that list and see if it aligns. If it does align, that means that you're doing the things that you love on a daily basis. And if you're not, then adjust and make sure that you are doing those things on a daily basis. So, number one, right off the rip, the thing that I would tell most creators is to create that list, do an inventory of your life, because the stuff that you're going to build this content around shouldn't be something that you think is going to be lucrative or you think it's going to pay you money. You should be doing it around passion, because that's the kind of stuff that comes out in videos. That's the kind of stuff that you tend to learn more from the creator. And really what I want to end with is yeah, posting every single day can absolutely be brutal. It can be draining, it can be mentally, emotionally, physically exhausting. But at the end of the day, if you can handle all the silence, all the doubt, all the pressures that you might put on yourself, if you can handle all of that, I just think the reward of doing it and doing it right is well worth it in the end. And honestly, you'll find something even more valuable than any brand deal that you could get down the line, or any of the views that you feel might be giving you that satisfaction. And ultimately, that's your voice. It's your purpose. It's uncovering something that you didn't even know was there. And I think that's very, very important. So if you're thinking about doing some sort of content creation, or you're thinking about creating reels every single day, then that's something that I can relate to. And I hope that you would reach out to me, and I hope that you would either comment or feel free to message me directly if that's what you want to do, and I'll help in any way that I can. I hope that you subscribe if you found value in it, and I really do look forward to helping in any way that I possibly can. So we will catch you on the next one.